My Lord and my God, I firmly believe that you're here, that you see me, that you hear me. I adore you with profound reverence. I ask your pardon for my sins and the grace to make this time of prayer fruitful. My Immaculate Mother, Saint Joseph, my Father and Lord, my guardian angel, intercede for me. One day we were going on a hiking excursion up the mountain, and it was a group of friends. We all got together at the foot of the mountain. We were all getting ready, and one of my friends had brought a really big backpack, huge backpack. And in that backpack, he had all kinds of stuff, all very useful, maybe, possibly necessary things for a long mountain hike. He had some binoculars, he has a first aid kit, flashlight, he had food for 2 days, he had 2 pairs of pants, a few shirts, and many other things. Maybe necessary for a long hike, but this was a day trip. And he had way more things that were necessary. We told him, but he was dismissive. No, I need all this. You never know what you might need down the road. So we let him be. We started walking. It was a long hike, steep hill. And our friend was staying behind, having a hard time. Obviously, he was carrying many extra pounds. Until finally, he just could not go for another step. He was exhausted, so tired. And so we finally convinced him to get rid of some of the stuff. And we unloaded the backpack. We stitched stuff, we put things in different backpacks. We left some behind, knowing that we could come back for it on their way down. And took a lot of weight off his shoulders. And so finally, after some rest, he could get up and he started walking again. And he realized how much easier it was to walk now without all that weight. And without much effort, he was one of the first ones to get up there to the top of the hill. And he was so happy to not have brought all those things that were not really necessary. Something very similar happens in life. Sanctity, holiness, is a pretty steep mountain. And we can't climb it if we're carrying extra stuff. Jesus teaches us that in today's gospel. He calls the 12, we read, and he begins sending them 2 by 2 and giving them authority over unclean spirits. And before they leave for their journey, for their long walk, for their mission, he instructs them and he tells them, take nothing for the journey but a walking stick. No food, no sack, no money in your belts. They were, however, to wear sandals, but not a second tunic. And then he says to them, wherever you enter a house, stay there until you leave from there. Whatever place does not welcome you or listen to you, leave there and shake the dust off your feet in testimony against them. Christ is telling his disciples, he's telling us, because we are his disciples. We want to be, Jesus, your apostles. Don't take more than is necessary. Trust my providence. Yes, bring your sandals. Yes, bring 1 tunic. But don't bring extra stuff. Don't try to make sure you have everything that you might need for the trip. Trust me, I will give you what is necessary. Trust me, I will make things happen. If you give yourself, if you're generous, if you let go, I will take care of you. How many times we try to follow Jesus but in our own terms, trying to find like compromises with the things that we don't want to leave behind. It's kind of like, yes, Jesus, I want to follow you. I want to go after you, but let me bring my TV series with me, my Netflix, my cell phone. Let's make sure I have enough coverage and I have all these extra batteries so I can load my iPhone in case it runs out of battery. Can I bring along my video games? Can I bring along my laziness? Can I bring this other habit that I have that is maybe not very healthy, but eating more than is necessary? Or this candy that I just can't give up? Now we can keep saying things, and each one of us in his own conversation with God can bring up all those things that we know are a burden in our lives that keep us from climbing that hill of holiness, that keep us from following Jesus Christ. At the pace that Christ has, it's a pretty fast pace. If we want to follow up, if we want to keep up with Jesus, we need to let go of those things. We need to stop worrying too much about bringing everything, that making sure that I haven't left anything behind. Christ is telling us, let go. Trust in my providence. My grace is enough. Just be generous. It's kind of like what we read not too long ago in that first reading. David, before he was king, when he goes up to fight that giant Goliath, they start gearing up with this body armor that was way too heavy. And they give him this super big sword, thinking that those things would help him fight the giant. But he realized that he couldn't move in all that. It was so heavy, so much weight, he just could not move, much less fight the giant. And so he takes everything out of, and he just goes in his plain clothes with his slingshot in his hands and 5 smooth stones. And with that, he goes out to fight the giant. And the giant obviously is laughing at him. You come out to me like a dog with some stones. But David knows that God is on his side. And God wants him, has chosen him to defeat Goliath. He will protect him. And free from all that weight, he defeats the giant. He conquers through the grace of God. That is what God is asking from us. Let go from all those worldly things that are just being obstacles. Let go of all those earthly things that are holding you back. It's like trying to swim with all your clothes on, with your boots on, your pants, your coat. Try to swim in all the clothes. It's impossible. We just drag so much water that you end up sinking and drowning. The first thing you do when you fall into the water with all your clothes on is to take off your clothes, take off your shoes, take off your coat, take off your pants. Anything to save yourself. Because those things will just pull you down. Well, let's go in our spiritual life, in life of all those things that are dragging us down. Jesus, I want to follow you. Jesus, I want to be your disciple. Help me identify the things that are pulling me down. Help me identify all those things that I'm bringing along and that are just not helpful. They're just keeping me from staying at your pace so that I can just let go, throw them on the road, and follow you with my love, with my trust, put completely on you, on your grace. Let us imitate the example of Our Lady, the mother of Jesus, Mary. She put herself in the hands of God. Be it done to me according to thy word. I thank you, my God, for the good resolutions, affections, and inspirations that you have communicated to me in this meditation. I ask your help to put them into effect. My Immaculate Mother, Saint Joseph, my Father and Lord, my guardian angel, intercede for me.